These small sections down here, okay, just bend those down and you put your peg in there. Once you've got the peg in there, you don't need a rope because that pegs directly down like that. Okay, we can adjust the height, try and get your poles all the same level and nice and straight. Okay, nothing worse than poles looking all crooked. Okay, there's lots of Velcro underneath here, you can do that up if you like. Now with these spreader bars here, there's two of them. Okay, we've got a bent spigot and a hook, and this one's got two hooks. So if you didn't have your tent up, right, or you didn't want to put this little section here, you could use these two spreader bars and that'll do the same job. That'll keep it nice and tight. Okay, the hook goes up in there like that and comes through, connects to there. Alright, I won't put them up. And this one here will go between there. Okay, so if you do those up, that means that you can set the awning up freestanding to the tent, say for lunch if you didn't want to have the tent open, or if you didn't want to use this small little piece here. Now we don't use those at all, they are included and I'll keep those in the toolbox. Okay, now you've got this Velcro sort of dangling down here, so there's a small piece there where you can tie that up out of the way so they're not sort of dangling in your face. This one here as well, okay, there's a clip there and press studs where that connects up out of the way. Okay, so you can do that as well. And remember, you've got your light here, okay, two stage. There's also a small light here, and you've got the light over there as well. Okay, the back of the tailgate here, you can see I've got the S-Spiner R. That locks it in like that. Now that's also a bottle opener, which is quite handy. Alright. Now these over centre latches, it's important to keep them about the same tension, okay? So if one's got more tension than the other, it's just going to be a little bit loose. Alright, so you can tension them quite easily just by turning around like that. Alright, again you want to keep them about the same tension. When you open that up, alright, we've also got the bucket, and by connecting that up on there like that, flipping it over the bucket, and that works quite well, okay, to catch all the drips next to your kitchen. Okay, so I'll just quickly show you the electrics. Alright, you can see down here is a kill switch, alright, and you can see turn that off. Now the key will come out, but there's no need to take it out really, so just leave that in there. You can lock the toolbox of course if you wanted to. Now there's the switch for the actuators of course, up and down. There's a button underneath there as well, which is for the voltmeter. Okay. And that shows the voltage. Now down here, a little bit harder to see, but you can make it out pretty easy. There's a button there for the water tank. Okay, so water tank at the moment's empty. You've got your plugs here, USB and cigarette. The fuses are all in there. This is a projector battery charger. Okay, it's hooked up to the battery, so of course if we connected this to 240 volts, that'll charge the battery. Now it's an AGM battery, so on the mode, okay, you can see there you've got gel, AGM, wet and calcium. It's an AGM battery, so you can just press that button until it's on AGM. Plenty of room in the toolbox here, okay, mostly the awning walls. This small box slides forward and back, but you can't have it underneath where the latches are. I'll show you that there. Okay, you can't turn that latch closed, so it needs to sit in the middle. Keys for the toolboxes will be zip tied on there, and also on the side toolboxes there'll be keys inside here as well. Okay. There'll be also a little bit of marine carpet in the toolbox, okay, and that's just slip inside there like that. We don't put it in to start with, you know, but you can sit that in there when you get it. Also the blocks here, we showed you those before on the spec sheet video, but they are really good for underneath the legs on the kitchen if you need to, if you're in sand. You know, you can put them under a tyre, you can put it under the stabiliser at the back here, a couple of those if you needed to. So they're quite handy and you can use those in lots of different ways. And just say during the day you'd like to, you know, sit around underneath this area without the ladder in the road. So there's a small modification we've made just recently. Okay, and this is how you do it. So there is a hook underneath here, and that just hooks up there like that. So the tent is plenty strong enough to not have the ladder in place if there's nobody up there. This pile here can also come away if you need to, and then you can just sit up in there like that. Right, so that leaves this area a little bit more open. Now once you get up into the tent, you'll see several of these little strings here. They're designed to pull the sides of the tent in when you fold it back up. So first thing I do is just unclip those. Okay, let those ones go to the sides, and then what we normally do is just loop that section up over the top there like that, so it's up out of the way. So this one here you can just unclip and tuck down the sides. Okay, so you can see down here is a little dimmer switch. Alright, and there's no actual on and off switch, it's just a dimmer switch. Alright, there's also a small plug here as well, and that's a cigarette lighter plug. Now with your bedding, generally the rule is your pillows you need to put away in the vehicle or in the storage box, but the bedding can stay up here, okay, as long as it's not too thick or too much bedding. But what you do need to do is you need to fold it over onto this side. So your bed's all spread out here, and what you do is you fold this section over the top here, so the bedding's all nice and neat spread out on this side only, because otherwise when you fold the tent over, all that bedding's going to fall down in the middle here and sort of bunch up there, and it won't be even. Okay, so when you're finished, of course, you're going to pack up. You can connect these up again, fold your bedding over, and then ready to fold it up. Okay, now if you'd like to put the walls up, all right, I won't put all of them up, but I'll just show you which is which. Okay, and if you look at the walls, I'll give you a few clues as to where they go. Now this wall here's got sail track on it, okay, which is for this section here. It's also got the big window. So this one here is going to go across here, and you can just feed that through. This wall here has got all the clips, okay, and that means it goes along this wall here and hooks into these eyelets here, okay, so that's that one there. Now these clips here, what I've done in mine is I've just closed them up a little bit with a pair of pliers. If you close them up a little bit, they're less likely to sort of pop out when you're trying to put it up. So I've done that on mine, just closed them a little bit. This wall here, okay, that's another sail track one, alright. It's different to the first one because it hasn't got the big arch cut into it. So this wall here would go on the awning, say awning number 2 wall, which there's this bit of sail track along this section here. And this wall here, the last one, has got Velcro on it, okay, and a couple of press studs. So that'll go on this first wall next to the tailgate, and you can see it's got Velcro up there to match. So that's that one there. There's a couple of press studs, and they will connect onto this pole here. There's one there and one on the top. And don't forget, we've also got the rain skirt that goes on here, which is this one here. Okay, and it is larger at one end than the other. Okay, so the wider end goes down here. It'll press stud onto these 4 here, and then clip up to this pole, and this pole with a bit of Velcro. So the wider end is on this end, and it'll belly out a lot larger than this end and form a little gutter that comes down here. That's that little section there. Okay, so that's the 4 walls that are in the toolbox. Right, that's all stacked together. You're best to keep them in the toolbox. Remember, you don't have to put them up unless you really need them. Now these 2 sections here we pulled off. Okay, I've got written on there tailgate inside, and the other one will say drawbar. Okay, so this one's for the tailgate end, which is this end here, and inside means have it on the inside. All right. Now, if you want to put this one up, it's with sail track as well. It'll just slide on like that. Okay. There's a couple of tips with these. Velcro, of course. Right. So roll it down, and then we're going to fold it out this way, and that can hook up into the eyelets as well. Right, just like that. Now there's a zip at each end, of course, so you can connect these up to the next wall as it comes around. So now just around here, there's also a bit of Velcro on the underside of this flap here, okay? And that's designed to connect to this here, and that'll help seal the section over where the door is. There's a door here as well. Okay, I see there's 3 separate little eyelets here for pegging the walls down. Okay, and that's because we're getting different heights, not only the different height of the actuators, but the ground can slope away, sloping up or down. So you can see here, if we're going to, that goes around like that, or the flap tucks around underneath. And you could use that one there, alright, or you know, if it's different height you can use that one. There's one down here as well. So that's what they're for, is to get that nice and tight and just the right height. Okay, now when you go to put these walls away, fold around in half, and the little hook there can just sit up on top of that sail track section like that. Okay, and that means it's a lot easier when you come to fold it up. Alright, generally fold the flap over like that, and then even if you're on your own, you can roll those walls up. Try to roll them as tight as you can. And the Velcro, get that nice and tight like that. Okay, to put the awning away, just release that strap there. Take those off. Press that button in. And put that away about halfway. Drop your poles down a little bit. Now we're going to put these ones here away. Got somebody helping you at this stage, it's really helpful if they can just hold this awning out while you put these poles away. So that Velcro there just holds those poles out of the way from falling down. Now just roll it from the top like that. Okay. And with that Velcro, get that as tight as you can like that. You take this bag and clip that. The clip holes, put them away. Place it on top. The easiest way to get these out is just grab them on the bottom and just give them a good tug. See that? And they'll come out quite easily. And we're going to take our boot shelf down. That way you can turn that off like that. Now while you're on this side here, you've got to give that a good tug, you can see. Alright, but you can just leave it sitting there like that. Okay, this little orange section, again, a lot easier with two. Just be careful you don't flick that in somebody's eye. Okay, and that just folds away. Now generally you're always going to be with two, of course, and it's a lot easier, these little jobs. So, you know, mostly me and Kaito are doing this together, and everybody, see, it doesn't take long to get the hang of who does what, and you know, you get a good little rhythm going. Let's take that one off. Yeah, remember that I'm doing this all on my own, and it is a lot easier with two people. Now this here, the best thing at the moment is just to tuck it in the doorways. Okay. If it's wet with condensation or rain, you don't have to tip it inside there. You can just leave it outside here, and you can tuck it away when it gets to the other side there. But if it's dry, easy just to chuck it in there like that. Okay, so we've sort of taken down the bows on this side, same on that side there. All that's left to do is to push the tent over. Okay, so get the ladder, push him up to vertical. Okay, you've got the balance point about there. Alright, so now just let him go down slowly. And that's it. This bow can sit up over the top. So it sits there neatly. The boot shelf goes on top. Holsing up there as well. Now these two sections here, it just seems to fit nicely like that. Fills out the bag at either end, and they can go there. We'll bring those actuators down. Okay, when you're putting them up and down, particularly down, just have a good look that there's nothing sitting in the road or going to get jammed when you put it down. So you can see this bit of awning here, okay? So that can just tuck up to there neatly. Now if you've got bedding inside there, this is going to be a lot more, you know, not as compacted as what it is now, okay? So what you'll have to do is put these straps on best you can to start with. And now the sleeping bags or your bedding will compress quite a bit, okay? But you need to give it a good pull and just work your way along. Okay, for this one that's fine, but you can see there, by going back and forth a couple of times, you can get that tighter and tighter. Now if we've got bedding in there as well, generally I'll get Kaito to sit up on top of there, or he even stands up there, and a little bounce, and that'll just really help that compress down. But you can in fact sit up there as well. Alright, so just by a bit of weight on that, you can get those even tighter again, and just work your way along. Alright, tuck those away. And that's it, so I'll grab the cover. Now with the cover, remember, we've got the zip on this driver's side here. So we want to give that a good throw up over the top. You want to get all four ends down first, like that, before you try to zip it. Okay, the ladder of course as well, you can just file that away, and that's all you need there. Now the ladders, we've rounded the edges as much as we can, but it is aluminium, and we'll provide a little piece of light carpet covering over the top of that ladder, so there's no chance of rubbing a hole in the PVC cover. Okay, now on these straps, I've marked them front, centre and half a rear, okay, because these straps are going to be slightly different in length depending on where they are. Okay, this one's going to be a bit longer, of course, to go up over the ladder, and like that. So by labelling them like that, you don't have to adjust them. They should be, by the time you put them back, they should be nice and tight. You don't have to adjust them really. And we do have a little keeper there, and see the bit left over. You can roll it up and tuck that little keeper over the top. Keep that nice and tight. Okay, but by putting them back in the same spot, generally you won't need to adjust them at all. Okay, so that's the instructions on how to set up and pack away the DOT Tourer. If there's anything you're not sure of, just give me a yell or an email and I'll help you out. Again, the video is done for our customers who have bought one of these Tourers, so if you're watching this, really appreciate your purchase, and hope you have some great travels in it. Thanks very much. Good on you.